Hi, everyone. This is Trish Kendall with Choose and Become and another Trish Kendall Speaks episode. I jumped to my computer to record this. It's a weekend. There's lots of kids and stuff going on outside, but something has been on my mind, and it's been on my mind for a while. And that is that we can feel two things at the same time that might seem conflicting. We can experience two emotions at the same time that might seem conflicting. We could even have real experiences at the same time that are conflicting. One might be deemed as a negative feeling or emotion or experience, and the other one being a positive feeling, emotion, or experience. And I grew up in this space completely, but this TKS, this Trish Kendall Speaks episode, isn't diving into that, but I can understand and relate even now as an adult, holding these two things at once. And what I've been reflecting on is not only is it okay for that to be, first off, it just is, but I think that it is okay to acknowledge that there might be a negative and a positive at the same time. And two things have just come up very recently. One right now via text with my very close friend, my best friend and business partner. And then the other one with my daughter, Lily, my 14-year-old daughter, Lily. And my business partner, Jenny, I'm not going to share her story. Her story is hers to share. She spices sometimes and gives us a little bits and pieces of her lessons and wisdom and experience along the way on this Choose and Become channel. But we were just texting about how she met a family for the first time, and her family and their family were spending time together, and how this family said, "Oh my gosh, you guys have like the perfect family. You guys are all perfect." They didn't say that to Jenny, but they said that to her daughter. And I know that Jenny and her husband and her kids, they've had their own struggle and experiences that they've had to work through. And the thing that she and I were just texting about is that she could have this experience that one would see as troublesome and hard and sometimes heartbreaking, and at the same time feel love and joy and hope and happiness and laughter and excitement. Both of those things exist in her life. And I think we all sometimes assume that everybody, maybe we don't. How about this? Maybe too often we assume that the other person in that other world or that other mom or that whomever just has this perfect world and they don't have to deal with anything more than just juggling the typical mom chaos, which is a juggle in and of itself. But I bet more times than not, each person does have their own experience of holding on to a potentially negative feeling or emotion or experience, the loss of love, the loss of hope, frustration, depression, lost my way, whatever it is, and can also hold on to, I feel joy in this moment. I feel happiness in this moment. I feel love in this particular moment. So the two exist. The other example that just happened just a couple of days ago, Lily and I, it's another story for another day. But for those of you who follow me along the community, you know that horses are a big part of Lily's life and a big part of my life with Lily. And she's 14 now, going into 9th grade. And there was a time year ago that we were down the path of, she had leased a horse. She had owned a horse. She showed all the time. She had her own horse, which my husband Joe still doesn't want to admit to anyone. And that was a whole life and a whole experience and a whole stuff. And then we, as a family, well, Joe and I decided for financial reasons, for timing reasons, that we needed to pull back from that. And so we sold her horse. She goes to a school now where it's an amazing school, and she's able to ride horses at the school, which most people would be like, what girl wouldn't want that? Yes, it's amazing. And I've still taken something away from her. I've taken away owning her own horse and riding 6 days a week and taking care of a horse. And so it is a shift. It is a difference. It is, as she said the other night, a little bit of a downgrade. And so what happened the other night is over the summer, she was able to take care of a horse at the old barn that she went to. And she got to ride this horse for the summer. And they went, the final day that she had the horse, they went to this small, local, non-rated horse show. And to have fun and to jump and to do all the things. And she did, and she had a blast, and she won a few of her classes, and that was awesome. And she was really excited about it, and she was happy. And then when we were going to bed that night, the owner of the barn posted on Instagram, and Lily doesn't have social media, so she doesn't have an Instagram account, but she posted on Instagram with me copied in a picture of Lily with her blue ribbon with the horse and a shout out. And it was so sweet. It was such a sweet message. And Lily's in bed, and I showed it to her, and I can just see her face get sad. And I was like, oh no, like what is going on? And some of her friends at this new school own multiple horses. They show all the time. They are with horses all the time. And they follow on Instagram this barn. And by the way, that's another conversation for another day about social media. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. But put that aside. So Lily says, my friends are going to see that I showed here, and it's, it's small and it's not rated. And she said, I'm kind of embarrassed. I've downgraded so much. And she didn't say that right away. She didn't say it right away. I was sitting down with her. I was holding her hand. I could see her face change. And she says, it's okay, Mom. It's okay. You give me what you can. And I could tell she was fighting and struggling with this feeling inside of her of feeling down and sad and a little embarrassed. Yet she didn't want to take away from my happiness and my joy for giving her this horse for the summer and paying for her to go to the show and to do that. And I just stopped and I said, Lily, it is okay to feel down and sad and embarrassed and feel love for me, feel joy that you went to the show, feel excitement that you won. It's okay to have these two things together. Oh, hold on. Sammy, you could come here. Yes. Did you move the gloves, the yellow gloves? Oh, I did. I put them in the mudroom in the drawer. You're welcome. And that was Sammy. And he was probably like, Mom, what are you recording? So this is, Jenny always, when I record these Trish Kendall Speaks, I always say to Jenny, oh my gosh, I just rambled. But the fact of the matter is, these are the things that are on my mind. And Trish Kendall Speaks is meant to provide candid, raw, off the cusp thoughts or answers to questions that people ask me during speeches and during workshops, but I don't have time to delve into it. So I just go with the informal, spontaneous recordings. For this one, my reflection is that we each, I bet, hold on to multiple, perhaps conflicting feelings, emotions, and experiences at the same time. And one doesn't have to trump the other. And that's what I said to Lily when we were sitting there on her bed. I was like, hold on to feeling. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be a little embarrassed. And it's also great that you don't want me to feel sad and you don't want to take away from my joy, but it doesn't take away from my joy. You can feel both of those things at the same time. And it just is what it is. So she ended up saying at the end of our conversation, we were talking about this amazing school that she goes to now, Dana Hall in Wellesley, Massachusetts. I'll just give a shout out to them. It's an all-girls school. She just started 9th grade. And she said, Mom, she said, but I know that you and Dad do everything so that I can go to Dana Hall, so that I can upgrade my life. So she might have downgraded in terms of horses. But yes, we've put everything that we can into her experiencing this amazing school so she can broaden her experience in life. That's it for now. I'm always curious about our perspective when we are on the outside looking at other people and we assume their circumstance and we assume their story and we assume their experiences. And perhaps we need to just take a moment to just acknowledge that we're probably not alone in feeling multiple conflicting things at the same time, or at least in the same space of time. And that's okay. Thanks for being along this journey with me. Choose and become.